Aisle coming out.
Yep. In this video, I'm comparing my Audi S5 Coupe that I've owned for the last 4 years to this Audi S5 Sportback, which my brother has owned over the previous 3 years. Overall, we are going to discuss the interior and the exterior, overall passenger experience, look at the cargo space, and talk about who both of these vehicles are for from our perspective as owners of these two cars. And as a bonus, my brother and I will share our thoughts on driving one another's car. Now, these two Audis are not the same. My brother's spec is a 2018 Prestige Audi S5 Sportback with a black exterior and magma red interior. He also has a heads-up display. We do both have the same premium sound system, and my brother went with a Stage 2 tune from 034 Motorsport, which increased his performance and horsepower to 476 horses. Meanwhile, I have a Premium Plus 2018 Audi S5 Coupe in Daytona Gray exterior with a black interior, and my car is only a Stage 1 tune, which gets around 430 horsepower. On the exterior, the Coupe and Sportback have very similar front ends, but the side profile and the 3/4 angle are different. The Coupe has a larger and longer door, making it a bit easier for the driver to get in and out of it. It also offers slightly more visibility as the B-pillar is pushed back and the driver's side window has more room to breathe. The most striking difference, obviously, is that the Coupe has 2 doors for passengers to get in, while the Sportback has 4 doors. Because this is the main feature right here, an extra door. I think both the Coupe and Sportback look very attractive on a side profile. However, when we look at each car from a 3/4 angle, I would subjectively give the Coupe a looks advantage. When it comes to cargo capacity, of course, we also have differences. The Sportback features a liftback trunk similar to the A7, power operated and can close electronically. My brother actually drove up today with all of these boxes in his car for my mom, so he was able to transport all of this along with him, which is quite a lot of items that were able to fit into a Sportback. The Sportback offers you a ton of cargo space, and when you pull the seats down, you have even more room back there. The counterpoint to the Sportback trunk is the Coupe trunk. Sportback owners think we're sad with this trunk, but it's actually really deep, and yes, it has done plenty of cost per runs as well. When the back seats go down, you have even more space, but you are missing out on the height clearance advantage of the Sportback lift trunk and more capacity overall. One real world example where I could have used a bigger trunk with my Coupe was when I went to Home Depot last year, and I did buy one of these Ryobi lawnmowers, and unfortunately the box was just a little too tall to get into the trunk. What did I have to do? So I had to take the lawnmower entirely out of the box, and then it fit just fine into my trunk. So in 4 years of ownership, I had one use case where I would have been better off with a Sportback. I think the Coupe trunk is workable for everyday life. However, the Sportback clearly wins out in this category. More differences between the Audi S5 Coupe and the Audi S5 Sportback involves the interiors of these two cars. When we look at the interior, there are a lot of similarities for the front two passengers. One thing I do want to mention for front seat passengers in the Coupe, that since the seatbelt is further back, Coupe has this little device that springs forward and hands you the seatbelt when you get in, which is a nice touch because you don't have to reach around so much to grab it. Another slight difference in the Coupe is that there are these large bass subwoofers in the back. The interior space of the Coupe also doesn't include all of the trunk, so the sound is more focused for those inside the cabin. People online and even my brother reported that the Coupe has a better listening quality despite both cars having the same brand audio system. The rear passenger space and experience.
The whole video is being summarized in this test right here.
If you plan on having rear seat passengers frequently, then the Sportback offers much easier ingress and egress from the cabin, and they have a reasonable amount of legroom. There seems to be a bit more headroom, as my brother is demonstrating here.
Joe, what's your headroom looking like? There we go. Lots of legroom.
Contrast that with the Coupe, you have to take the extra time to move a seat forward, and then you almost have to crawl into the back. There's also less legroom and headroom. Someone could spend hours in the back of the S5 Sportback and be comfortable. An apology is likely needed whenever I need to drive rear seat passengers for more than a few hours in the back of my Coupe, because I understand it might not be the most comfortable experience, but I have driven 4 people around in my Coupe. That's also another difference. The Coupe only seats 4 people, while the Sportback can seat 5 people. So that is a big difference now that I'm thinking about it. between the Coupe and the Sportback. And for the driving experience, both of these vehicles drive similarly. The Sportback is heavier. And for base specs, the Coupe gets a slight advantage in terms of 0 to 60 time, and the Coupe has a little bit better handling. It seems a little more agile and airy on the curves. That's just, our impression overall by driving these two cars together. While we were driving around each other's cars, my brother shared some thoughts on who these Audis are right for.
This is where you put spin out for, right?
Yeah, always.
Definitely handful. We got a 15 turn right here.
Yep. 15, more like 50.
So if you absolutely need a big trunk or back seat space, if you have family or something and you're going to use the back seats often, then it's a no-brainer to get the Sportback for have the extra space. Now, if you don't care for the extra space or you want the car that will handle the most sporty, the Coupe does handle, it has less body roll, it feels lighter, less understeer. So it is a noticeable difference. It's not a deal breaker. The Sportback still drives perfectly amazing for what it is, but if you're in your two-door era, the Coupe is the great choice.
So why did I buy an S5 Coupe and not the Sportback? To quote the Reddit user, no pissy biscuits. Coupes all the way. I just love the lines of a two-door, and then there's a slightly impractical nature of the Coupe that I like. Coupes are made to go fast and look beautiful for the benefit of the driver and one passenger. If I want cargo room or to carry extra passengers, a bastardized version of a two-door is not the answer in my books. Coupes are something you get because you can. Compromises are for others. When I was deciding between the Coupe or the Sportback, because I obviously had to make this decision, I rarely use the back seats. 98 or 99% of the time is only me and one other person in my car at most. And also, the cargo space works for me. I mean, before I had my S5, I had an A3, and that had way less space. So upgrading to this S5 Coupe was a substantial amount of space. I think the amount of space that the Coupe has is a bit understated. It's a normal car trunk. Like, it's just a regular car trunk, believe it or not. In summary, I think there are slight differences between the two. Obviously, the major differences being amount of doors and cargo space. And while I can see why someone would go buy a Sportback, it seems like people don't really understand why someone would choose a Coupe. Maybe those Sportback superiority people have a point, because Audi is killing off all their Coupes. There are way more people that buy Sportbacks than they buy Coupes. The Coupe is dead. Long live the king. The Sportback form factor continues to survive because if you have kids or rear seat passengers, the Coupe's form factor is its biggest flaw. This is my comparison video of the Audi S5 Coupe and the Audi S5 Sportback, and it can be extrapolated to the A5 and RS5 models as well. Which team are you? Team Coupe or Team Sportback? Leave a comment down below, and hitting that like button down below always helps out immensely. Go check out my channel for more videos on Audis, Porsches, luxury car talk. We have it all here on Cars of Medicine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Like this. No, I'm kidding.
That's actually not
We're
bad.
live. Hey guys, what's up? My name is John, and in today's video, we're going to be comparing the Audi S5 Coupe to the Audi S5 Sportback. So Javon, your head's touching. What's the...
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Joe, what are you looking like?